Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Podcast Babes IG Live series. Today, we have a treat for you because we have an impromptu interview today with Miss Yoklan Holtan, another author from our anthology, and this beautiful soul went to unleash the power within with me this last weekend. So we are on fire, baby. Let me get her connected. Here we go. Let's see. Hello, my love. Her live with us. Hi, AJ. AJ Bieber also went with us to unleash the power within. We had so much fun as podcast babes together. Hi. Hello, gorgeous lady.
Hello, beautiful God. I'm super excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited too. You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Likewise.
We had so much fun this weekend. A few podcast babes were there. It was me, you, Zakil, AJ. We had a few other podcast babes that joined virtually. We had Simona and Alexia, and Floor actually came in person too. So many beautiful
Sabina,
podcast babes. And Sabina, yes. Sabina, thank you.
AJ.
Yes. And a lot of us wrote in this anthology together, so it was really nice to have us be on fire for our book launch that is coming up this weekend, baby. Woo! Yes. So we really have put in a lot of work to create a beautiful book for women and teaching women how to turn their pain into power. And I absolutely loved your chapter. There was so much uniqueness there, and I think so much that other people can relate to as well. And so take us into a moment into your chapter where you could feel that your pain was starting to turn into power. Take us into one of those moments.
Okay. So I think it was when I was about to give birth to my son, and I became a single mom right away, and I was like, I need to become someone better for him. And really get out of this difficult situation and do better.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I think that there's something that one of our mentors says, Mr. Tony Robbins. He always says that oftentimes we will do more for others than we will do for ourselves. And
Absolutely.
I definitely see that there are little common threads of that within our Podcast Babes Anthology. And I love that that's what your son inspired for you.
Yeah.
And I can really see that throughout the chapter. And I love how one of my favorite things about your chapter is how there's different patterns that kind of show up and you get to recognize them, and how at the end there's a happy ending and you really get to see how you were able to transmute those patterns into something that served you and transform your life. Now, as much as it's a happy ending journey, there's a lot of deep things there, right? There's a lot of struggle that you went through. And I'm just wondering, was there any resistance that you had in writing the chapter and getting those things out there into the world?
It was absolutely because it's been a while. I didn't go back and revisit everything that I went through. And when I was writing, I feel like, ouch, oh my gosh. And I have so much compassion for people that they still living in a situation, a difficult situation like that, like domestic violence, because you feel like you're lonely. It's a lonely journey and you don't want to talk about it with anyone. So I have so much compassion for that your clan.
Yes. And I didn't write about it in this particular chapter, but I too dealt with domestic violence, and it really is hard to deal with. And the funny part about it is that I wouldn't have considered myself someone who was dealing with domestic violence while I was dealing with it, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't this big bad thing that you would see in the movies where You know, I was like scared for my life every day. But at the same time, there were moments and fights and arguments that got pretty bad, and I could have been really, really hurt. And
Yeah.
so that came up for me reading your chapter. And I also had compassion for you and for myself. And I really hope that anyone who is dealing with domestic violence, that when they do read your chapter, it does give them some hope that things can be different. Because sometimes when we're in negative relationships, any kind of abusive relationship, because I've had other types of abuse in relationships as well, sometimes we think that like it's never going to get better, right? Or we're never going to find a better relationship, or it's always going to be this way, or relationships are like this, or relationships like that. And I really love how you share your entire process, and then we get to the beautiful happy ending. So that was so beautiful to see.
Oh, thank you. The struggle was real.
I believe it. I so believe it. And so when you were writing your chapter, did you have any like rituals or anything that you did to help you get out your words and get things flowing for you?
I think because I didn't know myself and I didn't love myself in the process, because I don't know if this happened to you, but when you get out of a domestic violence relationship, your self esteem is destroyed. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, I didn't have a self. So my focus was my son. He was my everything. So I was always like, every day, it was every day I see the baby and I'm like, I'm doing it for you. You're my everything. And we
Mm.
got this and we're going to do this together.
I love that. And I agree with that with you so much. Like a lot of my confidence had to be rebuilt many times over and over again. Relationships can really can do that to you. And I love that you had your son to help guide you in that. And so did you find that any of those rituals transferred in your writing? So like for me, I bought this really pretty notebook, and I kind of made it that it was like this magical notebook, so that every time that I wrote in there, I felt like the process come alive. And I would for me, I would write late at night because I'm a night
Yeah.
owl.
Yeah.
And I'm up really late. So, and for most people, they don't have coffee past a certain time. I had coffee. I drank coffee and wrote in my journal very late at night. And that really helped me because for me, doing creative things at nighttime,
Yeah.
it's like that's when the world shuts down, right? Like there's no one really to bother me. It's like it's a very special time at night. So that was my ritual. Did you have any kind of rituals or anything like that you did while you were writing?
Honestly, it took me a while because it wasn't that easy that I thought, oh yeah, piece of cake. I'm just gonna write about what happened to me. But I went for a walk and just I didn't want to feel everything again. And I was writing in little pieces and I honor my feelings. So I think meditation and tapping and walking really helped me with this process.
So good. I agree about the walking and the tapping. And it's so true. You know, as you're rewriting, you can relive that experience. And I know that's something that you and I both do is tapping, which is amazing because when you're going through something again, like your mind often doesn't know the difference between reliving it for real and reliving it in your mind. So tapping also was big for me, and that's a big tip we can give to the audience. If you have to tell your story again, or you're feeling like you're going through some kind of emotional upheaval, yes, start tapping, start doing some EFT, and get it out of your system so that you can become more resourceful.
Absolutely. And when I feel relaxed, I started writing again, and that helped me.
Very, very good. Yes. It is quite something, right? It's like it was very therapeutic for me to write, but also I felt a lot of emotions come up too. I was in tears quite a few times while I was writing this
Mhm.
chapter. And then I recognized at the end of it, I'm like, I am so badass. Right?
Yeah, that happened to me. I'm like, looking back, I'm like, wow, I overcome so many things. And look at me now. We are champions.
Yes, we certainly are. And so, did you find that writing this chapter that you start to show up for yourself differently or for others around you?
Well, I have done so much work with my domestic violence and everything that everybody's gonna read in the book that I have so many tools now that I've been working on myself for so long that I do. It's something that I do every day. I work on myself because I want to become a better me, a better human to I can pour into other people better.
Absolutely. And I saw you really are a better human.
Oh,
And
thank
we're
you.
all, yes, and we're always gaining more tools. Um, for example, for going to UPW this last weekend, right? We were just there gaining more tools. Some things was like, I love another podcast babe said it like this. She was like, I loved it. It was like a tune up,
It
right?
was like a tune-up. Like literally, I was talking to one of my friends. This last UPW, it felt like it was different. It sank in. It's like, what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more because a lot of the material is a repeat material, but it can like land differently, and I love what you're saying about it sinking in. It's like we embody it differently, right?
Totally, totally. I feel different, calm. I don't know
Hmm.
how to explain it. It's just different.
Yeah. I for sure feel like it had a calming effect. It was so much fun to see you there and have fun, and
So
it was
it
so
was.
exciting. Yeah, and to well, we were also part of UHPW, so it was really nice to connect with all those beautiful ladies, um, and have that woman camaraderie there, which is very much like our podcast babes community. And so it was so much fun. I think too, knowing that we had our book launch coming up too, because I was taking in resources for myself for the book launch, right? And
Wow.
just, yeah, and just like listening from that space. And I think, I've had Tony, I've heard him say that too, and our
Mhm.
other mentor Dean, about like you hear things differently based on where you are in life. And so
Yes.
the last UPW I did in March, I was listening from the point of view of a manifesting coach, right? And I was looking for all the ways to relate UPW to manifesting. And I got so many things. I wrote down so many things. I'm like, wait, this is all about manifesting. My RAS was going off like crazy. Like, this is manifesting. Everything is manifesting. And then this time around, I was going in from the perspective of like author and community leader, um and I remember Tony said at one point, he was like, leaders eat problems for breakfast.
Why?
And I was thinking about that, about how we are all leaders and we've had all these problems that we have overcome, and I think we've become so much better problem solvers. And even some little things have been coming up in terms of problems that have been arising between now when I got home and our launch, just little things, but I'm thinking in my mind, I eat problems for breakfast.
No, and they said not to call them problems, to call them gifts
Yes, and challenges.
and
Challenges.
challenges. Yeah.
Gifts and challenges. It's an invitation to rise to the challenge.
Bring it on.
Yes, exactly. So, going back to your chapter, when the readers read it, what is it that you want them to really take away from the chapter? What do you want them to do next with the information?
Oh my gosh. I want to let them know that if you're in a difficult situation, domestic violence, or if you feel like you're codependent to the max, it's a solution, it's a spiritual solution for all your problems. And
Mm,
focus on you and give to you and love yourself and be patient on this journey because it doesn't stop. It's not graduation. We keep getting better and better. But if you need help on domestic violence, reach out to someone that it's been there to show you the way to get out. Ask for help.
I love that. So good. And I'm really hoping that this book will, you know what? I'm not hoping. I know that this book will get into the hands of women that really need it. And maybe it will be your chapter that sparks something. Maybe it'll be mine. Maybe it'll be Sabina's. Maybe it'll be somebody else's. But I know that there's so many different types of stories, and we come from so many different backgrounds that there's something for everyone, right?
Yeah.
There's some kind of overcoming story that I know will help whoever is dealing with something in the moment, that they'll be able to then transmute whatever they're going through into power and really, really take the next step.
They will.
Yes.
I think it's so many golden nuggets with this book that everybody pour into it, that it's so much knowledge. Like, I think everybody's gonna learn. I can't wait for the book to come out because I can't wait to read everything.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. And I can't wait for our launch on Saturday, because even the dress rehearsal, I was looking at everybody's face on Zoom and I was like, wow, we really did this. We really did it. And hearing everybody, hearing their stories and just having that collective be together and feel the
Mhm.
energy, it was amazing. So I can't wait to have you on Saturday for
Me too. Kat, come back.
you to be together and so much. We all really are like-hearted people, and we all want to make an impact. And
Mhm.
that's what I believe that we're doing with this book. We're really creating a legacy and blazing a trail for other women to follow. So
Mhm.
so excited.
It's super excited. I can't wait.
I know, me too. Well, thank you so much, Yoklan. Is there anything else you want to tell us, either about your chapter or your UPW experience? Because you were actually one of the first podcast babes in Dallas that we met together. So we met in Dallas of 2023 UPW. And I think that that's what, for me, hit home, was the fact that, we started this WhatsApp basically just to help each other figure out how to podcast. And
Yeah.
then 2 years later, here we are as a full thriving community with a book releasing into the world. And it just felt so like the completion of a cycle, right?
Yeah. It's been a beautiful journey. I never thought that we were gonna build anything like this. It's so beautiful to meet these beautiful souls, and everybody just wants to help and pour into each other. And I think that's what a beautiful community is. I never thought that I was gonna be able to have a podcast or anything, because people, if you're listening to me, and seriously, whatever goal you have, everything is possible.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Anything is possible. You just gotta really believe it and take steps, like Tony would say, to take massive action towards what you want to do. And I think that that's what we've done as podcast babes.
Yeah. Super grateful to be a podcast babe and to meet you, and you and the ladies in Dallas. It was a life changing. Yeah,
Yeah,
so beautiful.
I agree. And it felt so good to give you hugs and be there with you this UPW.
It was amazing.
Yes. I love you so much, Yoklan.
I love you.
You're so sweet. All right, my love. I will see you on Saturday for our launch. Actually, Tech Check is on Friday.
It's
And
Friday,
I
right?
will see you
Yes.
then.
Okay.
Yes. Friday
Bye.
is Tech Check. Saturday we go live. I'm so excited. I will see you then, gorgeous lady.
Bye.
Bye, beautiful. Thank you for being with me.
Of course.